Well, good afternoon and welcome to one more episode of Lunch with Farid. Um, I have a great topic to cover with you guys today. The person who's going to be joining us, she's actually going to move her interview for next Monday. So today we are going to do next Monday's show, which talks about just pretty much prepping you to overcome certain things that happen in your life, and how do you handle them, how you should handle them, and everything in between. We're also going to be talking about a great cause today for our new nonprofit organization. And if you're a woman, if you know of a woman that has a love and a passion to open up her own business but cannot, please, please, please stay tuned with us today, because we're going to have a phenomenal talk about how you can get that accomplished. So we'll be right back in 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good afternoon, and I hope everyone's having a phenomenal let me see. How come we're not going live on you? And okay, 1 second. Okay, we're trying to get this fixed. They're telling me that we're not. We're not live on Facebook. I hope somebody can tell me if we are live on Facebook. We should be. Looks like we are. Okay, perfect. So somebody's telling me that we are. So we're just going to take it like we are, and we're going to move on from here. So let me see. Anyways, so today we were supposed to have and I'm not sure, what happened to our schedule, but just getting back on the things and on the schedule. And I've been traveling for so long that it's kind of going crazy. But today we're going to have a topic, and next week on Monday, we're going to go ahead and have the OvercomR, right? She is a life coach. Her name is KHALILAH BruzUal. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. She'll be here with us next Monday. But today, we're going to talk about how do you make things happen in your life? How do you, find that fight in you for you to get things done, get things accomplished, goals, dreams, whatever it is, problems in relationships, problems in business, problems in life with children. How do we address those issues per se, right? So we'll be right back after this introduction. I hope that you guys are ready for this show.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way.
Okay, we're back on track. So yes, so how do we accomplish accomplishing things that you either set goals on, or something happens? How do you accomplish those? If anybody is watching, and I hope you are, please go on the chat and let us know, is there something in your life that it just seems so hard to accomplish? Is there something that maybe you set a goal, or a New Year's resolution? Hey, we're already in September, right? Past the middle of September. We're at the end of September. That means that we only have October, November, and December to figure out if we're going to be able to accomplish our New Year's resolution. So I think it's time for us to do a quick check on that and see how we are about the goals that we set for ourselves. Now, is there a dream, like an ultimate dream that you wish you could accomplish? If that's the case, please go and let me know. I would love to know. I'm going to do a real quick check. So if you give me a second, let me see. So here we are. I'm trying to check because I always keep all of my, if I think of a goal in the middle of the day, I go ahead and write it on my notes. I have like goals and ideas, right? That I have on my notes, and I go in there and I start preparing for that. And I just kind of put it in because to me, one thing is to think about things. Another thing is, for that. Oh, there we go. Okay. So another thing is to just think about it and not execute it. So, I'm one of those people that at times I think of things in the middle of the night. I wake up, or maybe I had a dream. The other day, Viviana, who's my dear friend and attorney and, co-founder of our nonprofit organization, we were traveling, and I sat there and I said, before we go any further, I have to tell you what I had a dream of last night. And I told her really quick, and she immediately went to her phone and started writing it because she said, okay, then we got to really think about that. So when you think of things that you want to do, how does it come up? Is it something that you think about like in the spare of the moment? Does it come in the evening? What is it that happens? I want you to be conscious about that, right? A lot of times there's different types of dreams. The dreams that are become the goals, right? The goals for the week, the goals for the month, the goals for the year. Then there's those dreams that are the wishes. I wish this and this and that in my life. But then there becomes the dreams that become your mission, your passion, right? So in regards to your mission and your passion, what are some things that you think about that you want to do? What are those things that move you and are your core value? I love to know that. I love to figure that out and with you and give you potentially some ideas on how to make those things happen. So I'll give you an example. For those of you that know my story, you guys know that I came here as a child. I was an immigrant, like many of you. I had no choice where to go. I was told by my mom that we were going to come to the United States. At that point, I didn't even know what United States meant. And so coming to this country and realizing that I was going to need so many, I was going to need to make so many changes in my life. And I was just a young, girl. And so understanding that was already difficult. Coming from a happy life, because obviously my mom had problems, my dad had problems, everybody else had problems, but I didn't have problems. I was happy. I was happy with my life. And I didn't know, that coming to a different environment was going to change my life completely. When you're a little girl or a little boy, you just kind of go with the flow. You got to do what your parents tell you. But what your parents don't realize is that you do have your own entity, that you too have your own ideas of how life should be. And that is what they have kind of showed you. So good or bad, right? Because if they've showed you a bad life, you think that's normal. So pay attention to that, right? Well, many of you know, my mom was married to my father, who I adored when he was alive, and still. And but they had problems, and those problems became very damaging, especially to my mom, because she was in a dominating relationship. So the last day that my mom left, she was a victim of domestic violence, unfortunately. And all I remember as a little girl, and I was only a few years old, okay, maybe 4, 5, 6, I don't really remember. But at that time, all my memory brings me back to is my mom bloody in her face. She was completely bloody. She had been beaten, and like she says, it was the last time that he was going to touch me in that way. So my mom left, and all I remember was the scene of my mom having that hurt face, and us with little bags with certain belongings waiting outside for a taxi. Okay. And we had to be outside because obviously, if we were inside, it would have been dangerous. So I remember that. And then my mind blanks out and goes to crossing the border. Right. And I won't get into details on that, but we ended up crossing the border, and then coming to a relative's home where now we were strangers. So now, the child goes from a safe environment, or what she thought was a safe environment, her own home that she was born and raised in, all the way to now becoming a burden to somebody. And gracefully enough, my uncle, my mom's brother, was able to take us in, but now we were the strangers, right? So that whole environment, parents got to really think about. Now, my mom had been a professional. She was a professional accountant in her country, and she was also an entrepreneur. She owned multiple businesses, all in the food industry. So restaurants, a meat market, that type of thing. My dad was a rancher. He sold cattle for a living, wood, and all that stuff. So again, coming from an environment that you are stable in your country, and then for some major reason you have to go and escape to X country, doesn't matter where. We just happen to land in the United States because that's where my family, my mom's family, was, and where she would have felt more protected. But it could have been, any country in the world. So coming here, my mom starts working as a laborer and steps down her ego and her professional career to just make ends meet. And she knew she couldn't afford to move out of my uncle's place with just one salary. So she went on to get a second job. Then having 1 and 2 shifts was really not sufficient for her to be able to rent, on her own, a house, an apartment, something where she could bring her children and have, a comfortable life, instead of just being living with somebody, right, and bothering somebody's life. So my mom put it in her head that she was going to start saving money to be able to give us and accomplish that. So instead of her getting a third shift at many of the warehouses that were hiring, she decided to take what she knew best, which was cook. My mom was an amazing cook in her restaurants and her meat markets, and just as a hostess in our home, people loved her food. So she decided, hey, I'm going to start making tamales. So she starts making tamales and selling them in the warehouses that she was working. So shortly enough, that became a hit. People were ordering hundreds and hundreds and hundreds every weekend of tamales. And even though my mom worked 2 shifts to make ends meet, she knew that by making that third shift of tamales, that it didn't matter if she slept, didn't sleep, if she was tired, if her back hurt, it didn't matter. She was going to make things happen. And with that third income that was coming in of her catering tamales everywhere, that she would be able to give us a decent life on our own and no longer be a burden to my uncle or my aunts or anybody else in the family. So with that said, she started saving all the money, all the proceeds that she was making in the third shift, which was the tamales. So I saw my mom's hard work. I saw her struggle. I saw her be tired. And she didn't care. She was so relentless and so consistent in making all that it just became, natural. Now, we were very young, right? We were pretty young, and she would send us to go sell. So subconsciously, my mom was building a professional in the industry, somebody that from a very young age was kind of forced to help to make ends meet. And we enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to people. That's probably where I got the love, right? For helping people. So as that whole experience was taking place, little did we know that it was building all of us. My mom was able to save. She was able to get us a nice place to live. Then we started being focused on just being good citizens and going to school and getting good grades and being involved in extracurricular extra activities, right, at school. And our lives just started taking on from there. After all of that happened, the biggest lesson that I learned was that of being relentless, of never backing down. But then my mom had a dream, and her dream was, I need to quit my 9 to 5 or, my 6 to 11 and be home with the kids a lot more, be present. But as a single mom, as an immigrant, she couldn't fulfill that. Okay. There was just no way that those things were able to give her that ability to, in essence, be an entrepreneur. So from a very young age, my mom said, you know what? I'm going to have to work with the things that are presented. I'm not going to dream of having this big, big restaurant or big thing if I just can't afford it. So, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to still make things happen. So what she did is she, 1 second, please. So what she ended up doing was, coming up with a little side business. And her side business was catering. So she started doing food, major food for like parties and office events and things like that. So with that, my mom gave us the biggest lesson. And till today, that has stood strong in the biggest message that a parent can teach their child, which is relentless, persistent, make your dreams come true, never back down, never take no for an answer, and work with what life is presenting you. So when my mom used to talk about, my dream is to one day not work for anybody else, just work for myself, but make sufficient income and make sufficient money to be able to have a decent, honorable life to my children, I don't think my mom realized what she was teaching us, the 3 daughters that she had and was raising, the son that she was raising, because at that point, I think it became a mission for me. And now I'm going to talk about, me for a moment, coming from the child that was watching. Okay. So Okay, I think we're back. They had told me break because they had to change internet. But as that child watched, there was a lot of meaning into watching my mom do that. And I was too young to realize, I was too young to know the differences of what she was going to need. But I saw her dream kind of dwindle down and escape her hands. As she got older, it was harder for her to figure out in a new country what were the laws, what she needed to make this, happen. It was just hard for her, and it's taken me a moment to think. There was so many amazing messages that happen through life that we take for granted. Wherever you are today, life is giving you lessons. And if you're not alert enough to catch them, you may miss the most important message in the world. So, as this all was happening, all this little girl could think of is, I want to make my mom's dreams come true. And one day I will open a restaurant for my mom. And I will hand her the keys, and she will fulfill her dreams here in America, here in the United States. So my life took over, right? I got married, we opened up our own company, etc. And one day I realized I had enough money to make my mom's dreams come true. So I went and opened up a restaurant and called my mom that day, and I tried handing her the keys. Unfortunately, by this time it was a little too late. My mom was already into her retirement, and she turned around and said, "Daughter, I really appreciate what you're doing for me, but I'm retired. I'm too tired to manage a restaurant. Time has lapsed." So I took over the restaurant, right? And that was my very first restaurant in Fontana, California, that I had, back in 2000, 1999, 2000, 2001. And at that moment, I took it upon myself to say, one day, I will have a foundation that helps women like my mother. So that was 20 years ago that, I said it to me. I wrote that goal somewhere. I remember writing it on, a piece of paper. And I envisioned how different my mom's life could have been had something like this existed when she was young and strong enough and had young children that she was supporting, a support system. So with that said, fast forward it 20 years, I'm able to somehow be in a position, right, of strength, of connections, to create an organization to help women like my mother. So in honor of my mom, we have launched BOW, BOW, and it's BOW inc.org, and I will put it on the chart, on the chat. But I want to talk to you a little bit about BOW and what is it that we're going to do. And hopefully, if you're listening, you love the idea, and somehow, you come into this mission and you help me spread the word. That's all I ask for. If you just spread the word. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to have my co-founders, the people that have come together to make this happen. But I want to share my screen really quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. but this is what I'm talking about, okay? Both are building other women, okay? And we stand for Building Other Women organization, where what we want is we have created a Phoenix program. And this Phoenix program, what it's going to do is ultimately is going to fund businesses of women that are in the same category as my mom was. So obviously, if you see this, okay, that's who we are. We are Bo, and our team of volunteers has come together, is coming together, will continue to come together to raise enough funds so we can go ahead and give a chance to women that come from domestic violence. They come from poverty, women that have a passion and a love and a wish of owning their own business, of being self-sufficient, of not needing government assistance, of having a proud life, one that you can say, hey, I work hard and I did it, just like my mom used to, by having 2 jobs and a business, running a business on the 3rd shift. So if you are a woman that is going through crap, that has gone through the crap, that just needs the assistance, that little pool, you can be a candidate for this fund, okay? This grant that Bo has created for you, this Phoenix program, we want to see you get geared. We want to see you get prepared. So what we intend to do is give you the psychological help, the self-esteem, the mental tough, with the loss of what kind of business you want to open. Will give you everything, all the tools, all the knowledge necessary for you to go and conquer this game of being an entrepreneur and self-employed. Why? Because our goal is for you to be proud. Our goal is for you to know that there is other professional women who understand where you're going, where you're coming from. So if you have an adversity of a background that is adverse, whether you're an immigrant, whether you are a victim of domestic violence, if you have a story worth telling, we want to hear from you. We want you to go right now to bo-inc.org, okay, and sign up. Send us a message. You can send me a direct message. If you know somebody that will be a great candidate to receive this grant, please forward this show to them. Have them listen to this. The minimum you can do to have a purpose in this life is share good information with other people. Again, we're not asking you for anything. We're asking you to help. We're asking you to help another human being. If my mom had been exposed to Building Other Women organization, my mom would be in another, her story would be a lot different. So if my mom's story and sacrifice serves as a platform for you to be helped, we want to help you. We have people like Viviana Oropesa from Attorney in Heels. Oh, there she is. She's sending us love. Thank you, Viviana. She knows everything about structuring businesses. She knows what it is to be a woman and be a mom and have all this coming your way and be present to help another woman. We want to create the largest and biggest platform for you to know that you have us on your back. You have us, okay? We got your back. So if you're willing to go through this program, even at the fact that you weren't going to get your business funded, we encourage women to go through the Phoenix program. We're going to have other professional women. We're going to have, psychologists, therapists, doctors, self-image designers. We're going to have, professional people, entrepreneurs that have made it. We're going to have other small business owners that through their struggle have learned so much, mentoring you, guiding you, protecting you in every way possible. Why? Because we want to dignify you. We want you to know that you can live a life that you design. You can live a life of your dreams. And we are here to support you. So with that said, go to the website. I'm going to go ahead and write it on here. It is, copy and paste it. So go to bow-inc.org and either sign up for the program. We want to hear your story. We want to know who you are. You have a voice. We want to hear it. Okay? Again, this could be privately. You could forward this to a woman if you know them. At the end of the day, we will create a huge network of both businesses where we know we're good for the community. We're creating jobs. We're giving opportunity, being solid, because you went through the Phoenix program and the Phoenix program helped you be on your feet. So that's all I got for you today. I hope that you accomplish all of your dreams. If you don't need us, share it. Become, donate. Go to the website and start donating. Everything is going to be amazingly gratified to you. I am telling you right now, out of every dollar that you donate to Bo, you will get 10 back by the Lord's blessing. So don't hesitate. Come join us in this. And Margarita, hello from Lake Balboa. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Share this. If you know a woman that is going through kind of what my mom went through, a woman that has suffered domestic violence and she had the courage to get up and leave, but now doesn't know what to do. You do not need to be in a damaging relationship for you to honorably take care of your children. If you're a mom, if you're single, if you're, already have your children long gone, doesn't matter where you are in life. If you need building other women, we are here to help. I know Sonia is not online. Sonia, if you're online, send me a message. But we have one of the top corporate recruiters that has worked for Fortune 100 companies that will be a crucial part of this organization, as well as the Phoenix program, because we're going to teach women how to interview. We're going to teach women how to select the right personnel for their business. We have a good friend of mine that's going to work on image, how to walk, how to look in the eye when you're speaking. Just a whole program that I have a gut feeling companies are going to want to hire us just to give this program to their employees. But in this case, we are helping you, the woman that is sitting there hating their life, not knowing where to go, but has a dream or a gift of becoming an entrepreneur, becoming self-employed, owning your own business. We're here to want to fund you. So sign up. The website is there. I'm kind of leaving it, a minute more so you can see. Ray, I know you're not a woman, but share this. Share this with people. This is worth the cost, you guys. Think of the big picture and all the lives we'll be able to touch. So it's not giving a woman money. It is empowering a woman to go make a difference in her community. So I hope you're in with our mission. This is what we were going to go ahead and share next week, but I had to shift gears and we got to be on call and prepare to do that. So we'll bring you Bo, because I want to bring all the founders, all the volunteers. We want to bring them together. We're going to do another show showing everything that we got planned. We got a great racer being planned right now that we'll bring more information to. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a blessed week, and see you next week with KHALILAH Bruzal, the Overcomer. She is a life coach, and she has a phenomenal story you guys cannot miss. All right, guys. See you soon.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way. Nothing can stop me. I'm all